The reigning President Trophy winners squared off last night against the team that held the #1 pick in the most recent NHL entry draft, with the Boston Bruins facing off against the Chicago Blackhawks at TD Garden. Not only was it Boston's first game of the season, it was also the first time in 19 years that either Patrice Bergeron or David Krejci would not appear in the opening night lineup, as both retired during the offseason. Chicago, meanwhile, was coming off a scrappy win against the veteran Pittsburgh Penguins the night before, and rookie phenom Connor Bedard looked to continue his impressive play. Just 2 minutes into the opening frame, Chicago's Wyatt Kaiser would take a cross-checking penalty, setting up the Bruins in their lethal power play for their first opportunity of the season, but would be denied a goal by Blackhawks goalie Arvid Soderblom. With the momentum of the penalty kill on their side, Chicago would strike first when Bedard would gather his own rebound, skate behind the net, and beat Bruins goalie Linus Ullmark on a wraparound for his first ever NHL goal, giving his team an early 1-0 lead. The lead would be short-lived, however, as the Bruins would strike back just 6 minutes later when Trent Frederick would redirect Brandon Carlo's point shot past Soderblom, knotting the game at 1. The score would remain tied going into the middle frame, where the Blackhawks took back-to-back penalties just 4 minutes apart, but were able to keep the Bruins off the board despite smoking in the dynamite shed. After the Bruins were able to kill off a Jake DeBrusk tripping penalty midway through the period, David Pastrnak would put the Bruins ahead with his first of the season, beating Chicago's young goalie Gloveside, giving the home team a 2-1 lead. The score would remain 2-1 going into the third, when John Beecher and Jason Dickinson would get into a tussle after Beecher was called for boarding Chicago's Cole Gutman, with Dickinson also getting called for instigating. Pasta would add his second of the night with under a minute to go, and the Blackhawks goalie pulled, giving the Bruins the eventual 3-1 opening night win. With 2 goals including the game winner, David Pastrnak gets the star of the game for Boston, while Arvid Soderblom gets the nod for Chicago after giving up only 2 goals and making 30 saves in his 16th career start. Chicago has their home opener on Saturday against the Montreal Canadiens, while the Boston Bruins will await the Nashville Predators for their next game at home on Saturday. I'm Dennis Moorhead with Inside the Rink.